It's no secret that there's many ways you can get scammed or ripped off when you're buying a car these days. And one of the most common scams currently occurring these days is called curbstoning. Well, I'm Kanan from Dirt Legal, and this video is going to break down what curbstoning is and how you can avoid getting wrapped up in it. While most people have never heard the term curbstoning, this is something that anyone looking to purchase a car should be aware of. So what exactly is curbstoning? Well, in the world of car scams, curbstoning is when a dealership sells a vehicle directly to a buyer off the books to avoid paying taxes and fees or to skirt limitations on a number of vehicles sold in a year. This process is illegal in some states, but regardless of legality, curbstoning is a scam and those sellers should be avoided. Now, each state is going to have different laws about how many cars you can sell in a year before you're going to need a dealer's license. The fees are usually nominal, but the background check can be hard to pass if a person has a criminal record. Now, because there's little oversight into these laws, many car dealers get away with selling from the curb or empty parking lots without identifying themselves as a dealer, hence the phrase curbstoning. The best way to avoid a curbstoning scam is by performing a cursory VIN check before buying the vehicle in question. Now, match up the facts on the VIN check to the facts presented by the seller to ensure everything is on the up and up. So what does a curbstoning scam look like? Imagine you're in the market for a used car. You're driving to work one day and you see a decent looking car for sale in a store's parking lot. You stop, you take a look at it, and you call the number listed. The owner meets you and is personable. Everything seems to go smoothly. You strike a deal with them and you prefer to give them the cash. Then, well, one of these strange things happens. They pull out a title with someone else's name on it. The title lists the dealership's name as the seller, and you're asked to follow them to a local dealership where one of their friends can help you with paperwork. Now, one of these two things just happened. Either you did business with the dealer who didn't want to be known for who they really were, or you bought from someone that should legally be considered a dealer but is skirting the line intentionally, and that is a curbstoner. Now, the same could happen on eBay, Craigslist, or any other website. A dealership poses as a normal person selling a car. You have to ask yourself if the seller is actually a licensed dealer. So why are they posing as a normal person? Why are they advertising the car as such? You have to wonder why a licensed dealer would ever get involved in selling a car from the curb or a parking lot when they have an entire lot to use and a business license to boot. For starters, many people feel at ease buying privately and really don't want to walk into a car dealership to get their next vehicle. Many people aren't going to feel comfortable with a salesman out to just sell them a used car. And when they think the seller is a regular person like them, well, it helps to appear as equals. Now, additionally, in some states, curbstoning is not illegal when performed by a car dealer. Regardless of legality, curbstoning is a scam. Now, major auction sites like eBay struggle with combating this. They will suspend a user's account, they find them curbstoning, but typically those sellers just create new accounts just to continue abusing the system. Now, of course, any car dealerships that participate in this scheme really aren't reliable or trustworthy and are undeserving of your hard-earned business. So steer clear of them if you can find a curbstoner. These things might be worse than they actually look. Now, car buying from unlicensed dealers or curbstoners puts you at risk for many scams, including buying a vehicle with a rolled back odometer, buying a stolen vehicle, finding undisclosed damage or botched repairs, getting stuck with an active loan or lien, receiving a title with unexpected branding like salvage or junk, and buying a car which was earmarked as export only or otherwise it can't be registered. Now, curbstoning opens the door for these scams because private parties have different liability than a dealership. Not only that, a private party can disappear a lot easier than a whole dealership can. And if the seller is already lying about their dealership affiliation, it's not that far-fetched to think that they could also be falsifying their identity or planning to scam you in one of those ways. Now, the best thing you can do to avoid a curbstoning scam is perform a VIN check on the car to ensure everything checks out. No matter where you purchase your car from, a detailed vehicle history report will inform you of the facts and alert you to rollback odometers, salvage titles, title liens, or anything that might just come back to bite you later. So now you're wondering, how do I avoid getting caught up in a curbstoning scam? First, purchase from a reputable dealership. The best way to get around curbstoning is to buy your vehicle from and physically at a trusted dealership. Established dealerships have paid for the right to sell cars. They have the correct insurance, all the permits and licenses, plus they maintain a facility. That's why they go the extra mile to ensure your happiness. They have to keep the lights on after all. Second, investigate the seller. The internet should become your best friend as you shop for a used car. The internet is probably where you found the car for sale in the first place, and it's becoming the modern equivalent of putting a car in a parking lot with a sign. Thankfully, the internet is also the best way to protect yourself. Start by searching the seller's email address and phone number. If you're savvy, do a reverse image search for the car in question. If that information brings up multiple vehicles for sale, you might just want to look for a different car. If it only brings up one car listed at one time in one place, you might be working with a reliable private owner and not a dealership in disguise. Now, if you notice that several ads look similar online, give all the numbers a call and make sure you aren't talking to the exact same person. It's easy for a seller to use multiple phone numbers and fake names to fly under the radar. Now, another warning sign is if they ask what vehicle you're talking about when you call. Don't offer that information. Just say something like, "I would like to ask about the car you have for sale," and you can help root out those curbstoners. Number 3, gather some evidence. Before you meet the seller and inspect the vehicle, ask these questions. How long have you had the vehicle? Do you have any maintenance records? Why are you selling it? Do you know if it's ever been in an accident? Is your name on the title? These questions help establish ownership and get a clearer picture of the history. Now, beware of anyone selling the car for a family member or a friend. Of course, some families simply use one person who understands cars to handle this process, but just remember, a curbstoner just might try this approach. And number 4, champion your safety. Before turning over any money, you need to think about your safety. One of the biggest concerns with curbstoning is that unsafe vehicles are being sold without warning. Read through the VIN check and vehicle history report carefully. Look for any signs of accidents, damages, or repairs. You'll also want a certified mechanic to do a pre-purchase inspection before you buy the car. Now, after all that, if you purchase a vehicle from a dealer that posed as a private seller and as a victim of curbstoning, you may be entitled to bring legal action against the seller and attempt to get your money back. Now, we would encourage you to gather the information you have about the seller, then talk to a local attorney about your rights and get guidance on how you need to proceed and what your options are. Now, if you plan to sell your vehicle, knowing this information makes you look like a better person to work with. To ease your mind of your buyer, make sure you have the following items for them: a VIN check or vehicle history report, all your maintenance records, and a title with your name that matches your driver's license. Now, following these easy steps will make the car buying process better for everyone involved and reduce the risk of losing customers from fear of curbstoning. Now, if you have any questions on the title status of a particular vehicle or need some history on it, we can help with VIN checks and a vehicle history report. Dirt Legal offers VIN checks and vehicle history reports before buying or selling a vehicle. We can also help with obtaining a new title and registration after you buy a vehicle or for the buyer of your vehicle if you're the one selling. Click the links down in the description to visit dirtlegal.com and review our services or give us a call on our 1-800 number. Now, we're here to help you keep you safe and avoid the big risks when it comes to buying or selling a vehicle. And we'll see you next time.